All right, y'all. I'm back. This is the part two to the part one, the role of a nurse. So if you missed part one, I'll put the link to it down below this one so that you can see it, because I don't know how much funny this is going to be if you missed a part one. So you want to make sure that you get part one. So look down below and there should be a link down there to part one. But anyway, this is part two to what happened to Gib Ruffie when she went to nursing school and she revealed her secret that she was afraid of dead people. So she revealed her secret and she ended up passing out. But I told y'all there was more to the story. So those of y'all that subscribed, which means that little red thing down there that says subscribe, the word subscribe, and you hit that little bell after that, then you got the notification that I put this video here up. But anyway, I graduated from nursing school and I survived all that, passing out. Oh my, that was something else. So anyway, this time I'm going to tell you how many years it took before Gib Provides finally had to deal with a dead body. So, every job I had, I would go to work and I'd say a little prayer in the car before I get out. Dear God, for anybody here gonna die tonight, don't let them die on my watch. So, I didn't want nobody to die, but I don't want them to die on my watch either. So I said that prayer all the time, and I still remember what my mom told me about how God don't put no more on you than you can bear. So I said, well, if I keep saying that prayer, I should be all right. So one night, I went to work, and there was this man. I told y'all that I was probably going to have to pay the price for this one day, and boy, I spent a few times paying that price, but I tell you, I went to work and I took the report from the other nurse that was leaving off, and I was a nurse coming on. And they said there was this patient and that they was just there to time for him to pass away. Wasn't nothing we could do, but you still got to check on them no matter what and make sure that they're okay. So I said, oh, dear God, help me get through this night, because I knew it was going to be a long night. That particular night, I was working 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And I said, oh, 12 hours. It's going to take a miracle tonight for me to make it through them 12 hours. So anyway, I made my rounds and I was doing my medications and treatments and all that stuff you got to do. And every time you go down past that patient's name, you got to check on them, and I'm a good nurse, so I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. I ain't going to break no rules or nothing because I'm scared, but I just went ahead and told everybody that worked there, they knew. I told them, I said, if anybody dies, don't come get me. I said, go down to the other unit down there and see if they'll help you out, because I'm not going to be able to. And boy, they just laughed and laughed. They thought that was so funny. But for some reason, this particular night, I decided I'm going to be brave and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. And I had made it at this point, about 7 years, I think I made it without having to deal with it. So anyway, they kept this particular patient's room kind of dim with a dim light per request. And we did that. And so I would go in and I'd look at the patient, and I just would look because I was curious. Now, even though I'm scared, I'm curious about death and dying and all that, because I know one day I'm going to be the one that's going to be going through it, and I want to know what I'm going to be doing. And so as a nurse on the medical side and as a human being, I want to know what's going to happen. So I went in there, and the patient was laying there, and I'd stay way back like by the door. I didn't get too close. And so every time I'd go in, I'd look and I'd look and I'd ask myself, is he breathing? And I couldn't tell sometimes, so I'd go in just a little bit closer and I'd say, oh, okay, he's breathing, thank you, God. So I'd back on out the room that time, and then another hour or so would go by and I'd have to go in again. But I went in there this time, and I swear that patient didn't look like they was breathing, not like before when I tricked myself, but I looked and I just got closer and I got right dead up on them. And I said, now I can't tell, but I tell you one thing, I wasn't feeling good about having to touch this patient to see if they was breathing or if there was a pulse. So I just took a couple steps back to, get my heart rate to come down a little bit. And I took one last look and I got a little closer. About that time, I heard something say, Gibbie. Hot damn, I jumped up. I was gone. Here it was. One of the workers was sitting over in the corner. I guess they was sitting watching the patient and I didn't. And they kept saying, Gibbie, don't run, don't run. They said, it's me. I don't give a damn who it is at that point, because Gibbie's Gibbie. And they like to cause me to have a heart attack. But I tell you, they laughed about that all night long. And I told them, I said, don't you ever do that again. If you see me come in that room, don't say my name. And they laughed. But I'll tell you this. I made it through that night. That patient didn't end up dying that night. But I tell you what, I did all my checks from that door from now on. I didn't have to go do anything. But anyway, that ain't the night that they got me. There was one other night in between there. So after that night, I calmed down and everything. So I made it a few more years. Then I came on duty, and it was told to me in my report that this particular patient also couldn't pass away at any time. And I said, here we go again. But I said, no, I prayed about it. And I said, I know God's probably got me, and I ain't got to have to worry about it. But during that particular night, this patient, unlike the other one, they was wide awake. They was talking to me and everything. And I would go in and I'd ask him, are you okay? Are you in pain? Or do you want another blanket? Or, is there anything I can do for you? And they would answer me and they, would say yes or no or, whatever they wanted. And so at that point in time, somewhere inside of me said, now wait a minute, Gibbie. Said this might be that person's last night of their life. And I couldn't bear the thought of that person would be by themselves. And I knew if I didn't go in there and talk to them and check on them, and I did, the aides made their round, but I knew they would tell the aides the same thing they was telling me, that, they was okay for that time being. But I tell you, that's when you know what kind of heart you got. No matter how afraid I was more concerned at that point that person not spend the last day of their life. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I was still scared. I was scared to death. I didn't know who was going to die first, me or them, because I kept going back in that room, but I just couldn't. So I would pray every time I'd go in there that they was still alive, but, I'd go in and still keep checking. And then the new nurse, it was night shift I was working, and the new nurse comes on. I got to work at 11 o'clock at night, so I wouldn't get off till 7 that morning. And the new nurse come in, and she come in at 7. So from 7 to 7:30, that's when we do our report. So anything happens after 7 o'clock, well, that's on that new nurse, because my shift's over. The only thing I need to do is do my report and get out of there. So I checked on them all night, and my last check was about 6:50 a.m. because I knew I had to wind the night up, and they didn't die. They was fine, and I told them, you know, I'm leaving, and the new nurse would be coming on. I told them what the new nurse's name was, and that patient actually thanked me, said thank you for checking on me all night, and boy, about brought me to tears. But I tell you, I was never so proud of myself in all my life that even though I was still scared, I went in there and did what I was supposed to do. But at 7 o'clock, when the new nurse come in, we went in the office, and I told the patient goodbye and everything, that I had to go do report. And we sit in there right in the middle of the report about 7:15. And I'm telling you, this is how God works. This is how prayer works right here. 7:15, here come the aide, and said that patient just expired. And I said, I tell you, I can't even really explain to you what come down over me, but I was sad. I was glad that it didn't happen on my shift, and I ain't gonna lie. I was glad it didn't happen on my shift, and I was sad that they was gone. But my first thought was, thank you, God. You got me through another one. But I tell you, it really started changing my heart about that time. But didn't cure that scaredness, but it was changing my heart. But anyway, there's the last time. And this is the time that they got me. Woo! I'm telling you, if I didn't live through this, I never would have believed it. They took me, let me say, about 11 years before they finally got me. But before I tell you that part of the story, when they actually got me, I'm going to tell you about my sister, because she likes to sit and laugh at me being scared. Ain't nobody more scared than her of everything. I'm just scared of dead people. Well, dead people and frogs. I don't like frogs, because my brother held me hostage one time in the bathroom with a frog all day till my mom got off work, and I ain't liked them ugly looking things ever since. And I tell you what, I had my own self trapped one time in my gate because the frog was sitting on it, but that's another story. I'll tell you that another time. But I'm going to tell that story about my sister, because she likes to laugh at me and how afraid I am. Now, you talk about run. That day, that girl could have outran me. But anyway, right now, we're going to have to do part 3 because I keep running out of time. So, if you haven't subscribed, look down there and hit that red button and subscribe. And when you click on subscribe, hit the little bell. And the bell will tell you when the next part of the story is going to come up. So hit the bell, and I'm going to tell you what happened to my sister. Then I'm going to tell you what happened when I finally run out of time, and I had to deal with it. You're going to be surprised. You're really going to be surprised, because I was surprised. So anyway, so I'm going to say, I'm going to shut this part of the video down, and I'm going to do that last part, because I ain't let my sister get away with that one, because she's something else. I never seen nobody could run so fast. I